actually putting commerce above humanity. And commerce isn't even a real thing. It's a complete human construct. It's something we've invented, and now we've taken something that we've invented and we've made it more important than even our lives.
Expanding possibilities, the Mindset Zone.
I'm your host, Anna Melikian, and before we start with today's show, please remember to visit mindset.zone. Yes, instead of .com, it's .zone. There you can find all the episodes and other amazing resources, all at mindset.zone. Today, our special guest is Carolyn Pistoni. I met Carolyn at the 2022 With the Change West Coast Spring Retreat, and I was taken by her passion to make more ecologically friendly every property her company touches. Or how she likes to say it, green every property we touch. As president and managing director of Clear Blue Commercial, a full-service company applying a holistic and sustainable approach to all facets of the life of a property, I could not think of a better person than her to speak about the business case for green buildings. So welcome to the Mindset Zone.
Thank you so much, Anna. I am so excited to be here with you and your tribe and to be able to spread the gospel of sustainability and being good stewards of our beautiful planet.
Love it. And that, I think, should be the mission of more of us, because we only have this planet to live. And speaking about this planet and the Earth, on your LinkedIn profile, you describe yourself as a committed Earthling dedicated to saving the planet using your real estate license. Can you expand a little bit about your mission?
Absolutely. I have received some ribbing and ridicule for being a committed Earthling, which always makes me laugh, because the person who's ribbing and ridiculing me, I think, well, what are you? Are you not a committed Earthling? Have you got a planet B in mind?
Yep, I think March is not really a solution, and is fascinating how, as human beings, we can disassociate ourselves from nature and from the environment where we live. And that, I think, part of your mission is that we have this beautiful, amazing planet to live in, and we can do it in a better way.
I had sort of a moment of clarity about 15 years ago. I was working at a client site in a high-rise in San Francisco that overlooked the ferry building and the Bay Bridge. And I was there the morning that the Costco Busan hit the bridge.
Ooh.
And it was very, very foggy, so nobody actually got to see it at the actual impact. But after that, the tanker was just sort of off to the side, and it was leaning on its side. And you could see, once the sun came out, you could see the oil just pouring out of the hull. And it was there like that for 4 days. And at the same time, I saw all that's, because coming under that Golden Gate Bridge and the Bay Bridge is just a huge international trade route. And giant container ships are coming in and out of the bay, either to the Port of Oakland or the Port of San Francisco, all day, every day. They're all lined up. And so I was watching them just drag through this oil slick and basically drag it all over the bay and out into the Pacific Ocean, and I'm sure up and down our coast. And I thought, if I had dropped a bottle of olive oil on my front porch, I would close it off and I would make sure nobody could go in or out. I would clean it up, and then I would open it up again. I wouldn't just let people walk through it and track it all over my house and track it into their cars and that sort of thing. And then I realized that this was such an important site of commerce that there actually is no way to shut down that Golden Gate Bridge, and that we as humans, we put ourselves above the plants and animals as supposedly stewards of the earth. But we also, now when I was watching that, I said, we're actually putting commerce above humanity. And commerce isn't even a real thing. It's a complete human construct. It's something we've invented. And now we've taken something that we've invented and we've made it more important than even our lives.
And the fascination is the way that we prioritize things. And at the same time, we belong to this society and this Western world and this humanity that has this set of priorities. But you decide to be a change from within.
Absolutely. Well, part of not just the green and sustainability, but my company is a B Corp, as you know, because that's where we met. And so I'm really committed to using my business as a force for good. And there's so much opportunity for positive impact in the commercial real estate industry. Number one, because while there are many, many wonderful people in my industry, the fact is that it's not necessarily known for its kindness to the earth or philanthropy or benefit to society.
So I want to just go back a moment to the image that you were describing before, because you already were in real estate. You were working in this building. You saw the image or you were there when this environment disaster happened in the San Francisco Bridge. Was then that were you already a B Corp at the time?
I hadn't even formed my business yet when that happened. That was sort of the thing. So I was working for another large commercial real estate company.
But that incident and thinking about, the priorities that you are seeing society putting, the role of the industry that you are working with, and all that, you decide, maybe I can do something that I can reinvent the approach that we are taking.
Yes. I would say so. I wasn't thinking at that time about starting my own business, but I was thinking about how I want to live my life and what I want my life to mean. And I want the world to be a better place because I was here.
And fast forward then to the point that you found Clear Blue Commercial. You had clear that you wanted to have a meaning to do things in a different way.
Absolutely.
And you start from the beginning, the inception of the company with applying to be a B Corp, or was something that happened afterwards?
No, when we started the company, we applied to be a certified Bay Area green business, a certified woman-owned business, and a B Corp. That was our intent right from the beginning.
So you had in the design of the company that you want to be a force for good with an intention, still being a for-profit, and proving that a for-profit also can have as bottom line, besides the profit, the people and the planet.
Correct. I think that the for-profit is the way business is done. And therefore, we wanted to prove that business can be done profitably for ourselves and for our clients. And also, it can benefit the community, it can benefit humanity, and it can benefit the planet.
And the way that you are living your mission now through your company is that every building that they contract your company because you are offer full service to any the office building or other buildings. You want to make sure you want that wherever possible, that building becomes more ecological friendly.
Absolutely. The greenest building is one that is already built. So there are plenty of, especially in California, there are plenty of laws and statutes and codes for new buildings, to build a building from the ground up that is energy efficient and good indoor air quality and operable windows and sustainable landscaping and all of those sorts of things. However, most of our buildings are already built.
Yeah.
And most of the buildings that we deal with are already built. And therefore, we're trying to come into the space and look for ways to improve on the performance of the building. And one of the most challenging things that we find with our clients is getting our clients to really believe that there's such a thing as a win-win situation.
And that is really the green case for the green, or the business case for a green building. So because I think it's very important, the thing that I think you are addressing here, that ecologically doesn't make sense to tear the building down and building a new one. That will have more impact in the environment. But there is a lot that can be done with the existing buildings to make them more friendly and in better conditions for the impact in the environment and for the people that work there.
For instance, we have not this drought, the previous drought in 2014 and 2015, we began doing turf conversions in all of the buildings that we managed. And what that is you take out the sprinklers and the lawn and you replace it with a drip system and mulch and drought-tolerant planting, drought-tolerant local native plants. And we were able to calculate what the water savings of that would be. The water savings doesn't necessarily pay for that project. So what we did is we created community events where we'd get a band and some massage people, and we would get in the various municipalities at the time, because of the drought, there were free mulch programs and people donating the irrigation supplies, all this sort of thing. So we could, in the span of about 4 or 5 hours, do something that would have taken 3 weeks if we hired a landscape company to do it. We'd have a great fun time, and it would save water. Once we made that transition, it continues to save water forever.
So I love the creativity, because it's that the business case that even somebody but they want to have a better impact, but it's a lot of money to invest in taking out the drip system and the lawn. It's easier to keep it going.
For instance, the largest one we ever did, and we made a wonderful video of it, which I'd be happy to share with you if you'd like. The building was owned by a large real estate investment trust that was based out of Boston. And this building to them was just another line on a spreadsheet. So when I originally went to the landscape company to say, I want to do this, they came back and said, it's going to be $250,000.
Wow.
And I did the math, and $250,000 would pay for itself in water savings in 37 years. And so that's a non-starter for most landlords. It's like, why do we care? We don't care. We don't care that there's a drought in California, and we're probably going to sell this building anyway. And so that's part of why we made an event out of this. And we got volunteers, and we reached out in the community. So there were high school and college students that actually got community service credits for doing this.
So, and you reduced the cost of the conversion. You made it a community so more people know about the building, the meaning of the transformation. So you create a win-win scenario.
Exactly. And then because I would send a report every month with all of the receipts for everything. And all of a sudden I had questions from the accountants at the landlord saying, why do we pay $100 to this massage therapist? And who is the Bad Apple String Band? And so I sent them the video and I showed them, I said, this is a tenth of the cost. And I actually saved you in your landscaping costs. We're coming in under budget on landscaping. And you're getting this project that was $250,000 value. And when I sent them the video, they were so excited. They showed it at their quarterly shareholders meeting.
Wow.
And all of a sudden, people who couldn't care less about what they're doing are suddenly feeling really good about what they're doing for this little building in Petaluma.
Love it. And is that beautiful ripple effect. And I absolutely, afterwards, I'm going to ask you the video because I want to put in the show notes of this episode, because I think we need to see these examples of things that we think, oh gosh, how can we make the business case? 37 years of investment. Like you say, business don't think that long ahead. And but we have to think that long ahead for the planet if we want to leave something for our kids that they will not blame us for.
Yeah, the other thing is that one building, and it was a big one, has saved us close to 10 million gallons of water to date. And it saves 1.6 million gallons per year.
Wow.
So, and that will continue forever. And so that part is really exciting, so that we start to add to our stats to say, every project that we've done, here's how much we've saved. And that keeps going up and up and up, whether we're managing the building or not.
And did you manage to leverage that approach to create that in other buildings too? We
definitely have created in other buildings. But what we're finding is that every new client, we have to prove to them that we are ultimately saving them money by doing these kinds of projects. And it's a challenge in marketing because our clients don't know this about us until they've been working with us for a number of years, and we can prove it.
Yeah.
We just put a 100,000 square foot solar array on a campus that we manage as a subcontractor for the state of California in Sacramento. We were able to do that and drop about $250,000 a year in energy costs.
Wow.
While providing clean, cheap energy right away. And we did it with no out of pocket from our client or from the state of California or the landlord or us. We signed a power purchase agreement. So another company just puts the solar panels up. They become our energy company. So we pay them every month for power, just like we would pay PG&E or Southern California Edison or something else. But it's so significantly less. It's also a hedge against inflation, because once those solar panels are up there, there's not going to be an increase in the cost of sunshine.
Yes.
So even though PG&E bills are going to go up and up and up and up, this bill will never go up. So you're actually not just saving money now, you're saving more and more money in the future.
I absolutely love it. So I really absolutely adore the mission that you are doing, the impact out there. And I'm just wondering, what kind of advice from your years of experience of doing this can an individual that they don't have a business, but people that have a business, they should go on your website and looking at you, mainly if they are in California. But if it's an individual in their own homes, how can we apply some of these same principles to our own homes?
Well, there are some very, very simple things that you can do. I'm always looking to go for the low-hanging fruit, to do things that are easy. For instance, if you're going to print something, print two-sided. Do everything electronically that you can do so that you're saving that paper. But then when and if you do have to print something, go ahead and print two-sided. So you're saving half the paper right there. Unless you're like me and you forget that you printed and you end up printing it twice. But certainly anything that you can do to change where your electricity comes from. So a lot of people are buying electric cars now, which is great. But if you plug your electric car into your house and you're getting all that power from PG&E or some other source, you may be powering your car with coal and natural gas, because that's where the electricity comes from. If you're able to set something up where you're powering your house and your car with solar, not only are you, or even wind, not only are you saving money and saving the environment, you're becoming much more self-sufficient.
Absolutely. So it's a lot about being aware of the things that we do that have an impact, and then think creatively in things that we can do, and also realizing that we have to go, our thinking process has to be beyond the first step, because like you say, the electrical car, great idea. We are not in fossil fuel, but where the electricity is coming from, if it comes from fossil fuel or from cold, there is an impact about that too. And then I imagine, like you're speaking about the two-side printing in two sides, if people have landscape, will be another place that they also can transform. Maybe invite their family and friends to do the transformation, inspiring your example. Do you have, by any chance, a story like the more creative thing that you have seen in residential or even commercial of these transformations?
Well, certainly the turf conversions that we did, anybody can do in their house, especially here in California with the horrible drought. If you have sprinklers, not only are you wasting so much water, but where the water goes after you spend it, it just goes into the storm drain. It doesn't go back in and replenish the underground aquifer, which is so it contributes to even more drought if you have sprinklers. Whereas if you have a drip system and you have more usable drought-tolerant plantings, you not only use significantly less water, the water that you do use sinks right, it doesn't run off, it sinks right back down into the aquifer, so that that can be replenished, and that helps to fight drought as well. So that helps to fight climate change. I do think that industry has a lot more PR and marketing behind them than individuals do, because the truth is industry is really where we're going to save the planet.
Yeah, because of the volume that can arrive. But if people are more aware of all these consequences, I think we will favor a business that is taking care of their building in a more ecological friendly way.
Exactly. And the where we can have the most impact is by voting with our dollars. So look at the things you normally buy and how are they sourced and where do they come from and what is that company's stance on the environment? What is that company doing to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions? All of those kinds of things. Because if we vote with our dollars, big business will listen.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is one of the magics of the B Lab certification, because they are doing the heavy work of vetting the companies and knowing what is happening. That is one of those certifications that if we look to a product or a service that has the B Lab stamp, we can know that at least they really are trying to have a better impact out there.
Absolutely. And different industries have different certifications for green and water saving and energy saving and social justice and some of these kinds of things. So if you can vote with your dollar for a large company that is doing the kinds of things that you support, and you're taking that money away from companies that are abusing the planet and abusing humanity, that's going to have a much bigger impact than, recycling your milk cartons.
Love it. So I love this. I love your mission. And I think we have to think about this. I know that we are busy running around, but this is the the air that we breathe, and the legacy for our kids. So it's really important that we pay attention, and with small steps, we really can make a huge difference. Where can people learn more about you, about your company, if they want to learn more?
Well, of course, they are welcome to go to our website, clearbluecommercial.com. We're on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter, and we have our own YouTube channel as well. So we've got some fun videos on there in addition to the informative videos.
Yeah, and I will make sure that I will put all those links under the show notes of this episode. So thank you so much for your time today, for the work that you do, and hopefully that will be inspiring for other people here to maybe think how they can be a force for transformation in their own houses and in their own businesses.
Absolutely. And we're firm believers that collaboration is the new competition. And so we're more than happy to work with anybody, either in their businesses, in their personal lives, or also to collaborate with other companies that would like to follow our lead.
Love it. So let's make a change happen. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Anna. This has been a real joy.
Expanding possibilities. The Mindset Zone.
Thank you for listening, and remember to visit mindset.zone. Yes, instead of .com, it's .zone. There you can find all the episodes and other amazing resources, all at mindset.zone. As always, I'm so grateful you are here. Expand what's possible for you, for the ones around you, for the world.